And another holiday tradition for many Americans, going shopping and finding the best bargains. But with stores opening on Thanksgiving Day and the rise of Cyber Monday, is Black Friday becoming a thing of the past?
Yeah, the New York Times this week questioned whether those so-called doorbuster deals are even worth it.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here to break it all down for us. Jill, I gotta say, I feel like over the past few years, I've seen the crowds at the mall on Black Friday get smaller and smaller and smaller. I remember as a local reporter, you always get sent out to do the story, and they'd tell me, show the crowds, and I'd be like, everyone stand together because, it's thinning out.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like watching a congressional hearing, right? Only very few show up, but they're excited about being there. No, people still like the sport of it, and I get that, but the idea of Black Friday weekend is really changing. First of all, retailers are introducing their deals as early as hours after Halloween, right? So on November 1st, the deals start to roll out. We even know that Cyber Monday deals were announced throughout this week, and this is like days before. So what's happening here? What are retailers trying to do? They're trying to get us in the holiday spirit. They're trying to get us in their stores and on their websites. Why? So we can get a good deal? I don't think so. So that they can clear out their inventory. This is a huge deal for them. They want to see what's moving, what's not. They'll mark things down accordingly. Of course, they've got tremendous mathematicians building models, figuring out how to get the stuff off the shelves. Yes, you might be able to find an item here or there that's on sale. That's great. But research is really pointing to this concept that you're not getting a great deal on this holiday weekend. You're just not.
One of my favorite stores is REI, and this is the second year in the row that they've decided to close the stores across the country on Thursday and Friday, and they've started a hashtag to try to get people to be outside instead of going to these Black Friday. There's a risk there, right? That they're not going to get the sales that they need, which a lot of retailers get on Black Friday and even on Thursday, but it's good PR.
I think it's great PR. Yeah. I mean, we also saw that Patagonia announced that it was going to donate all of its Black Friday receipts to environmental causes. So I'm sure they have good intentions also, but it's also a tremendous PR play. And what do we really need to think about as we walk into those places? I think what's amazing to me is when you look at the retail analysis, 85% of holiday shopping still occurs in a brick and mortar store.
Really?
That blows my mind, okay?
Wow.
15% is online. Now, the rate of growth is so much bigger online than in a store. But what does this mean for a retailer? This retail season really means they're trying to meet us every possible place. They call it omni-channel. So it may be on your desktop as you're looking on Google and say, hey, how am I getting good prices? It could be on your phone. Your app is telling you where there are better deals around you. And, certainly it's going to be on the television airwaves of all things. So it really is multi-channel. They want to find us where we are, and we want to do our research when we want to do it. It's not about just looking in the newspaper for a circular. That's about 30 years ago.
So then, if not Black Friday, when are people shopping? Are they shopping throughout the whole season?
They are shopping throughout the whole season. I thought it was wild. People are starting to tell me, like in October, they were starting their holiday shopping. They're just like, those people are doing their taxes on January 5th or something. That's too much. But we see it spreading out. And if you look at this, just like 9% on Black Friday or 6% on Cyber Monday, where do really the bulk of sales occur? In December, of course, because we're procrastinators. So 40% of the money comes in December. It's also interesting, though, as you get closer to the holidays, there's a game to be played, right? It's totally a game of chicken. Where is my item and how long will it be there versus the price going down? And this is really where you can actually get some very good analysis from your technology sources, whether it's Shop Savvy or Red Laser, or just literally throwing your item in a Google search and tracking it there. And of course, the old financial advisor in me wants to tell you, don't blow through your budget.
Right.
Please don't do that. It's not necessary. Why do people blow through their budgets? Because they're buying for themselves.
That's
one for you and one for me.
Before we let you go, Jill, real quick, market is over 19,000. It is a record. People feeling very good about President-elect Trump. But I wonder, as we've seen in the last couple of days, he's been pulling back on some of the things that he said on the campaign trail. Could we see a little bit of a correction as the market gets wiser? applies to this next year?
Well, it kind of depends what he pulls back on. What he seems to be pulling back on a little bit is some of the very out there trade rhetoric. That makes investors feel a lot more comfortable. And so when we didn't hear about trade war being ignited or 45% tariff being slapped on a good, that was very comforting to investors. So what we've seen in the first 2 trading days of the week is that all 4 indexes, so that's the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000 of small company stocks, all 4 were at record highs both yesterday and the day before yesterday, okay? The last time all 4 of them were at all-time highs simultaneously, December 31st of 1999.
Wow.
Vlad, what happened right after that?
We went to a very big tech bubble bursting.
Okay, I'm not suggesting that, but what I'm suggesting is if you are an investor, you can enjoy the stock market rise. But if you're rebalancing and you're diversified, what you're also going to see that parts of your portfolio don't look so good right now. U.S. stocks look great. Your bonds look terrible.
Yeah.
The bond market has gotten hammered in the last 2 weeks. Your emerging market stocks, they look terrible. Don't be lured into selling those things that have not done as well and piling into the thing that has done well. Your job as an investor is to stick to your diversified game plan. If you do that, I think you're going to be very happy. I don't know where the market's going in the next 4 days, 4 minutes, 4 months, 4 years. I know for long-term investors, if you do what you're supposed to do and not mess around and muck around too much, you're going to be fine.
All right. Jill Schlesinger, thank you. Happy holidays.
And to you as well.